In this video, we're going to be taking a look at interpreting division with fractions. Now, the essential question that we're going to be taking a look at is how can you use diagrams, equations, and story problems to represent division. Now, you will need to open up your Go Math book to page 357, get out your math journal, and also a pencil. Okay, we are now going to take a look at the problem on page 357. It says Elizabeth has 6 cups of raisins. She divides the raisins into 1/4 cup servings. How many servings does she have? Now it says you can use diagrams, equations, and story problems to represent division. Okay, so first of all, a couple questions that we want to answer. How many 1/4 cups are in 1 cup? Okay, and we know that there are 4 1/4 cups. And I want you to write it right up there on that green box on page 357. And then how many cups does Elizabeth have? All right, so we know that she has 6 cups. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do, we need to draw, and I want you to do this in your Go Math book. You want to draw 6 rectangles to represent the 6 cups of raisins. So I'll just put these 6 right out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, now the next thing we need to do is we need to divide each cup into 4 equal sections, as equal as we can. Mine's not going to look nearly as beautiful as yours, I'm sure. Okay, and why are we dividing these into 4 sections? Because they all represent 1/4 cup servings here. And I want you to do this right in your Go Math book as well. And one more. Okay, now our next step, to find 6 divided by 1/4, which is our division problem, count the total number of fourths in the 6 rectangles. Okay, so we have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay, so we know that 6 divided by 1/4 equals 24. Okay, so because of our drawing here, we know that Elizabeth has 24 servings of raisins. Okay, let's take a look at another problem here on page 357. It says 4 friends share 1/4 of a gallon of orange juice. What fraction of a gallon of orange juice does each friend get? Okay, so the first thing we want to do is write an equation. So we have 1/4, and we're going to divide that by 4. Why is that? Because we have 1/4 of a gallon that's going to be divided in amongst the 4 friends. So 1/4 divided by 4. Okay, so we can see the drawing to the right. You can see that whole entire rectangle here represents the 1 gallon. Okay, now what happened after that? That gallon, you can see, was divided into 4 sections. Okay, you can see that with my blue line here. So 1, 2, 3, 4 sections. Now it is important to know that the 4 friends shared 1/4 of a gallon. So what you need to do is draw each section, each of the fourths, into fourths. Okay, so I took this fourth, for example. You can see 4 lines, 4 sections within that fourth sections within the other fourth, and so on. Okay, now we know that the friends shared 1/4 of a gallon of orange juice. Okay, so since there were 4 friends, we need to figure out what fraction of orange juice does each friend get. So you can see that blue shaded part there, or the greenish shaded part in your Go Math book, you can see does represent 1 out of, you can see 4, 8, 12, 16. Okay, so we have the multiplication problem that's related to this. You can see 1/4 times 1/4. Okay, so 1/4 times 1/4 is going to equal n there. Okay, and then 1/4 times 1/4, you can see, okay, is going to give me 1/16 here. 1/16. So each friend will get 1/16 of a gallon of orange juice. Okay, so let's take a look at example 2. All right, and what you need to do is write a story problem, then draw a diagram to solve it. Okay, so we have the problem of 4 divided by 1/3. Okay, so you need to think of an item that you would like to divide. All right, it's also important to know that your problem should be about how many groups of 1/3 are in 4 holes. Okay, so some possible ideas: 4 sandwiches, 4 feet of ribbon, 4 pies, and so on. Okay, so step 2, write a story problem to represent 4 divided by 1/3 using the item you choose. Describe how it is divided into thirds, then ask how many thirds there are. So I want you to write in your Go Math book. If you're a little confused on this, you can just keep on watching. I will show you what I have. Okay, so if you're doing this by yourself, you can pause the video. If you want to keep watching, you can just copy down what I have. So I want you to pause the video now. Okay, so we have the problem of John has 4 pies. If he wants to give each person 1/3 of a pie, how many people will get pie? So that's my problem, my story problem. If you have a different one, that's completely fine, as long as there's 4 of something and each person getting 1/3 of that. So step 3, I do want you to draw a diagram to solve 4 divided by 1/3. And I want you to do that, and then we'll pause the video and we'll see the answer. Okay, so draw your diagram and pause the video now. Okay, now you can see how 4 divided by 1/3 does equal 12. If we have 4 pies and we divide each of them by 1/3, you can see there are 12 total pieces. Okay, I want you to work through this problem, and you're going to write a story problem, then draw a diagram to solve 1/2 divided by 5. Okay, so you want to choose the item that you want to divide, and it's important to know that your problem should describe 1/2 of an item that can be divided into 5 equal parts. Okay, for example, possible items: a half of a pizza, half of a yard rope, half of a gallon of milk. So those things that I do want you to think about. And I want you to write a story problem, step 2, representing 1/2 divided by 5 using the item you chose, and describe how it is divided into 5 equal parts, then ask about the size of each part. Okay, so I want you to write out your story problem. I'm going to write mine out. If you want to keep working with me, that's fine. If you're good to do this all by yourself, that's okay. All right, so if you're working independently, I do want you to pause the video now. Okay, now you can see not only my problem, but also my picture I drew. Sean has a half yard of rope. She divides the rope into 5 equal pieces. What fraction of yard is each piece? So we can have a whole entire yard of rope. We divided it into half, you can see there. And then you can see the half representing the half yard of rope. Okay, and then 5 equal pieces, that half there. Okay, but however, for the whole entire yard there, it would be 1/10. Okay, so each section there represents 1/10. Okay, so 1/2 divided by 5 equals 1/10. Okay, I want you to complete this problem all by yourself. What you need to do, just complete the story problem to represent 3 divided by 1/4. I want you to work through this problem all by yourself, and pause the video now. Okay, so first of all, Carmen has a roll of paper that is 3 feet long. She cuts the paper into pieces that are 1/4 of a foot long. How many pieces of paper does Carmen have? Okay, so what we can see, you can see my 3-foot long feet roll of paper. Okay, my 3-foot long roll of paper there. All right, the blue parts representing each foot. So I have 1, 2, 3 sections. I divided them into 1/4. Okay, so how many pieces of paper does Carmen have? We have 3 divided by 1/4. You can see there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So how many pieces does she have? 12 total pieces. Okay, I do want you to make a drawing for this problem and work through it and also have the answer. And I want you to pause the video now. Okay, so you can see I have 1/3 divided by 3. So I have my bag here. I divide up into thirds. Okay, then I took this 1/3 right here, each of the 1/3, and divided each of them and divided it by 3. So you can see that each section, what fraction of a kilogram of grapes in each bag, each section represents that answer. So that is 1/9 for my answer. Okay, I want you to complete the on your own problem with Sonia and work through this problem. I do want you to draw a diagram to represent the problem. And when you're finished, you can press play and I will have the answer for you. So pause the video now. Okay, now you can see 21/4 size sandwich pieces. What we did is we took the 5 sandwiches, cut each of them into 4th size sandwich pieces, and we counted them total. Okay, we can see 4 in each one, and there's 5 total. 5 times 4 gives us 20. Okay, I want you to work through the test prep problem. When you're finished, you can press play, and I will have the answer for you. So pause the video now. Okay, the answer is letter B. Moving on to the essential question, how can you use diagrams, equations, and story problems to represent division? So you can see the answer below. And this concludes the video on interpreting division with fractions. If you have any questions about this concept, please come and see me.